Greetings all and welcome back to Globbits Gaming Channel. This looks like it's going to be my last video in patch 9.0. 9.1 is on the horizon for release tomorrow, or in fact today by the time you probably watch this video. I've chosen to make my last video on the M46 Patton, and there's a reason for that. I've grown to like this tank, borderline. I'm having a bit of a man crush on it, if I'm honest with you. But I did make a little bit of an error. I forgot the Patton's name. In my previous video, which featured Polka Dot in his Leopard PTA with the Kolobyanov's medal, I couldn't bring myself to remember what the Tier 9 American Medium was. So, as penance, I'm making a video dedicated to this lovely, gorgeous Tier 9 Medium. It is horrendously bad as a stock grind, however. And one of the other reasons I wanted to show this video was to basically... somebody put a comment in the Kolobyanov's game, the Leopard PTA video, saying that this is an inferior Tier 9 medium, as opposed to things like your T54, WZ120, bits and pieces like the Leopard itself and all that kind of stuff. Now, he called it the Fatton. I don't like that. This tank has got a lot of competition. I completely understand and agree it will never be as good as a Centurion 7.1, for example. And there's the Tier 10 Patton. He did mention that the gun on this tank, the 105, is actually inferior. I think that's what he was referring to. But the thing is, every Tier 9 medium has its own strengths and weaknesses. Unfortunate thing for the Patton is, the weakness is its gun. Compared to some of the other Tier 9 mediums, for example, the 105 on the Centurion 7.1, the 10, I think it's a 105 on the PTA, the 100mm, I think it is on the T54. They are absolutely amazing cannons. This thing only has 217mm penetration with standard ammunition. The thing is, it's a medium tank. You know, how can you rate 200mm as inferior on a medium tank? But the thing is, the reason why it's inferior is because the other tanks are so fucking good. For example, the T54, that was a donk shot there, by the way. You see a lot of that, me firing and then immediately jinking back again. It works for me a few times in this game, just watch out for those. Is it actually an inferior gun though? But if you compare it to the other ones, yes it is. But it doesn't really matter on this vehicle, because this vehicle's strength is its ability to do that right there. The mobility of this vehicle is a damn sight better than the Centurion 7.1. Compared to this, the Centurion 7.1 is actually quite slow. Now, there's where it comes across. Now, I'm facing a heavy tank, a Tier 8 heavy tank. So a Lerva's got a notoriously thick frontal turret. Well, not necessarily thick, but hard to penetrate. Now, I'm in a bit of bother here. Thing is, I'm a medium tank. I should be getting around this guy and getting around his sides and flank. Now, that's where the 217mm penetration isn't a problem, but I can't do that. But I can quite happily face off against a Tier 8 heavy tank front on. You know, I've managed to basically do, what, 500 odd damage, 600 damage to that Lerva? Not a problem at all. Yeah, and I'm facing a Centurion, a T54 who's stock, and a Lerva, and I'm basically doing the tanking here. The gun inferior? Compared to others, yes, but it works on this vehicle. So, is it the worst Tier 9 medium? I don't think so. Personally, what I want out of a tank is mobility, a half-decent gun, and gun depression. I can work with that. Gun depression for me is one of the key elements to a tank, and mobility, because you can work around everything else. If you've got a half-decent gun, I'm not saying if you've got a shit cannon, if you've got a really crappy cannon you're in trouble, but as long as you've got mobility, the ability to stay alive, gun depression, that's pretty much all I particularly need. I want to be able to need to get where I want to get to. So is it the worst? No, I personally, I would not want to drive a WZ120. It's got no gun depression whatsoever. To be a medium, you'd have to, in this situation, you wouldn't be able to do what I've just done there. I don't believe in a WZ120. Obviously, you would play a WZ120 slightly differently, so that doesn't really appeal to my playstyle. So, calling a tank inferior against such hot competition, to be honest with you, it's not inferior in my personal opinion. Sounds a bit fucking Irish, but I don't like people slagging off my baby. This tank for me just works. Facing an E75 or an E100 head-on though, you're fucked. The thing is, so you should be. If you're facing an IS-7 to the front, you're screwed. And so you should be. This is a medium tank. That was a good blind shot there, I like that. Unfortunately, the M48 got had my number there. But he makes a classic error. I think he's going to pop out, and of course, take him out. Fantastic. I only had 200 health left there. That Borsig is firing HE at me. Lucky for me, otherwise I would have been screwed. So this is a video dedicated to this. Now I've had some really fantastic games in this tank. And this game, if you look at the actual stats of it, it's a 34% win chance. My contribution to this game, so far, we basically held the north. Myself, a T57, that 112B, 215B, I've pretty much held the north against some pretty stiff competition. Those guys on that corner were pretty good. Q-Dog, unfortunately, didn't survive very long in the corner of fail, but look at what he's against. The best players on the enemy team. His ass handed to him quite shortly. Phoenix has took an interesting route. If you watch back the replay, he took an interesting route across the middle there. This map is changing in 9.1. I look forward to it. Gives you a lot more options the next map. Now, this is where the gun, right, for those of you that doubt this gun, check this shit out. Okay, 400 metres away. T-54E1's never really been known for its armour. Okay, but the accuracy doesn't really come into effect that much, you know, because it's such a quick reload. 7.8 seconds, that's a pretty fast reload. PTA, 10-second reload. Yes, you get more pen, same damage, but I fire more often. Personally, this is an Object 268, tier 10 tank destroyer. This has got good frontal armour. Crit, hit the gun. Okay, and I'm shooting at 410 metres. That's cool. Dodgy shot, wait for him to fire. That's the front of a tier 10 tank destroyer. For me, there's nothing wrong with the gun. The trouble, I think, what we're used to, this is not one of the newer mediums. The T-54 has always been really good. But the new mediums have got really high-powered guns. This gun, for me, is a medium tank gun. It's a medium tank 105. That hit the turret of a T-34. That ain't never going in. So I'm slightly on the defensive. I've pretty much been commentary's been a little bit defensive about this. You may not like the Patton. I personally do. I think it's a cracking medium tank. Check this out. A little bit of a jink. Whoa, see the shot come in? Fuck. Yeah, would you be quick enough to avoid that in a Centurion? I wouldn't like to bet my tank on it. The acceleration of this thing and the mobility is a key thing for me. It's all about the package. It's the package for me. You can focus on different elements, and that was just fluke. The thing is, you've got to focus on the whole package. So let's see what the Patton package actually delivers. Unfortunately, our T-57 capped, but then again, you hey-ho, never mind. We win. Let's look at the post-game stats and see how the package actually performs. Not a bad effort. Pretty sexy, actually, to be perfectly honest with you. Not the best game I've had in the Patton, but then again, I have some absolute doozies. Already have my mastery badge, but that would have been enough for a class 1. 77,000 credits, 3,746. Now, I thought when I had this game, I would be getting a lot better result screen than this, but the simple thing is, I was shooting at tier 8s for most of the game, for the first half of the game, so hey-ho, can't have everything. It got me Spartan, Survivor, Ricochet, non-penetrating hit, less than 10% hit points, High Caliber, and Tank Sniper. Fire at least 8 shots. Firing Askew must be at least 85% per battle. At least 80% of hits must cause damage, causing damage. Tank Sniper in a Patton. Again, for me, it's the package. Enough said on that. Thank you, Patton. I will never forget your name again. I thoroughly, thoroughly apologise. Please forgive me, little Patton. It won't happen again, I promise. I probably think the only worst thing to do in this is actually getting your wife's name wrong. I feel the same way. Probably my next game, my Patton is going to miss every single shot. Alright, so I'm going to try something new when the patch updates. I'm going to try and make a copy of my 9.0 setup to see if I can carry on playing and watching 9.0 replays and carry on doing this from patch 9.0 onwards. So we'll see how that turns out when I upload the patch notes tomorrow. As far as I'm concerned, guys, hope you've enjoyed patch 9.0. On to patch 9.1. If every single person, alright, can like this video that watches it, that's actually a subscriber to my channel, that would be amazing. What I want to see, what I'm trying to see, is if people that are subscribing to the channel are actually watching the videos. How many of you actually watch it? Everybody from my subscriber base that watches this video, press the thumbs up button. I just want to see how many of you are actually subs and how many of you are watching it from outside. I'm sure I could do that in the analytics thing of YouTube, but I don't care. I want you to click that like button, alright? You don't necessarily have to comment, alright, but click that like button just to see how many of the views I get are actually subs. If you could do that for me, that'd be fantastic. I'm nearly at 1,000 subs as well, which is absolutely amazing. If I get to 1,000, I'm going to do something special for you. Alright, so tell your friends, tell your colleagues, tell your dog, when I get to 1,000 subs, I'm going to do something a little bit special, but watch out on that. I'm going to carry on doing Dawn of War, we'll do some more ground forces, and I'm going to do a little bit other stuff with World of Tanks as well, hopefully get some team battles up, bits and pieces like that, with commentary. Okay guys, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in patch 9.1. Bye now.